Dear students, now I am going to explain you mechanism of transcription in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So, before going to study the mechanism in detail, let us just find out the differences between prokaryotic transcription with that of eukaryotic transcription. So, in the prokaryotes, this is the cartoon you will find. So, there is a nucleus is absent. So, that is why you will find the transcription and translation that occurs in the cytoplasm. Whereas, in the case of eukaryotes, you will find here inside the nucleus transcription, and after the transcription the RNA molecules, they undergo some modification and they come to the are transported to the cytoplasm, where you will find the process of translation. So, in case of prokaryotes, you will find the transcription and translation are at the same place. So, there is no time lapse generally between the transcription process and translation process. Here the transcription you will find in this picture, the transcription is not yet completed at the 5' end. The ribosomes are already started the translating or else the protein synthesis. So, usually there is no time lapse, but sometimes you can see it is few seconds to at the maximum 2 minutes time lapse between transcription and translation. Whereas in eukaryotes, there is it has to undergo processing after transcription, all the RNAs, and then they have to transport it to the cytoplasm for the translation. So, it takes a few hours to sometimes a few days, sometimes you will find many days. So, that is what you can see. So, they are not coupled. Transcription and translation is not coupled, and it is a discontinuous, it is not a continuous process what you see here. Transcription occurs in the nucleus and translation in the cytoplasm. In prokaryotes, polycisteronic mRNA, you have studied the differences between the mRNA of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So, the same mRNA, it is it specifies for 3 or more proteins, more than 2 proteins. So, it is called polycisteronic mRNA. Synthesized undergoes the little or no processing, it is not undergo any processing. Whereas, in the case of eukaryotes, monocisteronic mRNA specifies only one protein and undergoes extensive processing to become functional mRNA to take part in the translation in the cytoplasm. So, after the transcription, there is lot of processing. We are going to study in next video the processing. Here, in the case of prokaryotes, there is only one RNA polymerase enzyme. It has got 5 subunits. You have studied in the last video, and it is bringing the transcription of mRNA, tRNA and rRNA, whereas here there are 3 classes of polymerase: RNA polymerase 1, transcription of rRNA, RNA polymerase 2, mRNA, RNA polymerase 3, tRNA. So, they are larger molecules. These RNA polymerase, they have 10 to 14 subunits. Then coming to the before the transcription, the RNA polymerase, it has to bind to it has to recognize the promoter sequence. It occurs in the upstream of the transcription start site. So, prokaryotic promoter has a consensus sequence in the upstream of the transcription start site. It is about 10 nucleotides, and it is having a conserved sequence or consensus sequence TATAAT, that is called Pribino box, and there is another sequence, conserved sequence, it is about 35 nucleotides upstream, it is called TTGACA. So now what exactly, so see here in this is the DNA. So this is the transcription start where exactly the actual gene that has to be transcribed. So and upstream, that is the before this the DNA, this part is called upstream sequences, and the from the transcription start site, the sequences in the left side, they are called downstream sequences. So in the upstream sequences alle, in the promoter region, you will find this is a two sequences are so conserved, that means they are present in all prokaryotes, the same sequence in the promoter. It is just about 10 nucleotides from the upstream. It is called Pribino box, TAT, and that is about 35 nucleotides. Usually upstream sequences, they are they are mentioned as a minus, and downstream sequence they are as a plus sequences, like that. So in the case of eukaryotes, promoter has a upstream sequence. This is the start site, and this is the promoter region. So promoter region, about 30 base pairs of upstream, you will find Tata box. About 70 base pairs upstream, there is a CAT box, then there is a GC box. So it is, you will find the promoter having a conserved sequence, about 30 base pairs upstream, Tata box. Upstream means, so that is the sequence, those are present from the transcription start site, that is the actual gene start site, to the right side of the DNA. So there is a Tata box, CAT box, and a GC box. So then there is a sigma factor in the prokaryotes. It is needed for the initiation of the transcription. So RNA polymerase can recognize and bind this promoter with the help of this sigma factor you have studied. In case of eukaryotes, there are many transcription factors. Those are enable the RNA polymerase to bind to the DNA template in order to start the transcription process, and also for the gene expression. So gene expression is regulated through this transcription factor in the case of eukaryotes. And how about the transcription termination? You have studied there is two types in prokaryotes, row independent and row dependent. So the RNA polymerase requires a cofactor row for the termination. In the case of eukaryotes, the termination is different in different eukaryotic RNA polymerase. So transcription of tRNA termination is different from that of RNA, rRNA and mRNA transcription. Post transcriptional modification of RNA usually absent. So after the transcription, so mRNA is not undergoing any processing, whereas in the eukaryotes they have to transport it to the cytoplasm for translation process. That is why they undergo elaborate post transcriptional processing in the case of eukaryotes. So now in detail, let us go quickly regarding the mechanism of transcription in prokaryotes. You have studied general mechanism, the same mechanism, only little differences I am going to mention. So you know that the transcription occurs in three phases: initiation, elongation and termination. Initiation is the one the RNA polymerase recognizes the specific site in the DNA upstream of the gene, that is called promoter. So this is the where exactly the transcription start site. So upstream, this is the upstream, that is the sequence in the DNA left to the transcription start site. So that is, you can see the promoter. The promoter, you have already I have explained you, there is a sequence, conserved sequence is Pribino box TAT at 10 nucleotide upstream region. At 35 nucleotide upstream region, you will find TTGACG. So you will find these RNA polymerase is a holoenzyme assemble at this promoter, and the sigma factor, you know, there is a sigma factor, this is required for the initiation of the transcription. So, RNA polymerase can recognize and bind to promoter with the help of this sigma factor. So, this is RNA polymerase and this is sigma factor. So, they recognize these sequence of the promoter region and going to bind. Once they are going to bind, so they now they access, they open up the DNA strands, and you can see the transcription going to starts. So, once they bind, the dissociation of the sigma factor from the core enzyme RNA polymerase, and now RNA polymerase slides, it is from this region to this region, it slides, and in the process it unwind the DNA double helix for about 17 base pair. A small transcription bubble similar to replication fork, there is a small transcription bubble going to form. So, transcription is similar to replication process, you know that. Transcription is initiated along the DNA template, synthesizing mRNA by adding RNA nucleotides according to the base pairing rules. So, you have studied. So, this is a electron micrograph in the prokaryotic transcription. Here you will able to see this is the DNA. So, there is a transcription and also there are translation process. So, this is the visual evidence. There is no time lapse between transcription and translation in prokaryotes. Now, the process of you will find initiation. This is DNA polymerase in row, and it is recognize the sequences in the promoter region. Then elongation, you can see the chain elongation, the mRNA start. So, once the initiated, the row factor get released, and you can see now RNA polymerase open up this double strand, and you can see mRNA synthesis starts in 5' to 3' direction. So, this elongation, the first nucleotide in the RNA transcript is always a purine triphosphate, or else it is a guanosine triphosphate, that is the first nucleotide in the mRNA. mRNA product is complementary to that template strand. You know that all this I explained you in the last video. So, this is the template strand and other is non-template coding strand. So, the whatever the RNA synthesized, it is complementary to the template strand. Only the thymine is you will find instead of thymine there is the uracil. So, like DNA polymerase, RNA polymerase adds new nucleotides in 3' hydroxyl group of the previous nucleotides, and growing mRNA strand, you know that it is always 5' to 3' direction. So, now the termination. So, once the mRNA synthesized, so it has to be get released, that is called the termination. So, RNA polymerase needs to be dissociate from the DNA template and release the newly synthesized mRNA. So, depending on the gene being transcribed, there are two types of termination signals. One is protein based, other is RNA based. Protein based, that is a protein row dependent termination. A protein factor called Rho is responsible for disrupting the complex. So, once the RNA polymerase come to the end of the gene, so this Rho protein going to bind on the mRNA. So, it disrupt this complex where the transcription is taking place in. So, the template strand you can see RNA polymerase and RNA molecule, this complex get disturbed, so that mRNA get released and also the RNA polymerase. Then Rho independent termination. So, where you can see RNA polymerase approaches the end of the gene. So, RNA polymerase. So, there you will find the GC nucleotides. When the GC nucleotides are get transcribed, so they form a hairpin looping, you can see. So, there will be a complementary base pairing in the mRNA. So, once this then what happens, you can see this type happens, you can see RNA polymerase cannot now it stops the transcription and get released, and the new RNA transcript get released. So prokaryotic cell, by the time of transcription ends, the transcript would already started, you will find. So this region already transcribing and translation already started, you know. So this is already I discussed. Now the mechanism of transcription in eukaryotes, it is little more different, but the basic mechanism will be the same. It also, there is a, you can see the transcription is carried inside the nucleus of the cell, and there are 3 different RNA polymerases. RNA polymerase 2 is bringing the transcription of the mRNA. That is what I am going to discuss now. There are 3 phases: initiation, elongation, termination. Similarly, here initiation of RNA polymerase requires several proteins called transcription factors. So it is not just you can see there is in the sigma factor, here there are many factors, transcription factor. They bind to the promoter region, then recruit. So once they bind to the promoter region, then only RNA polymerase can recognize the promoter sequence. You know, the promoter sequence are the upstream sequence where RNA polymerase is going to bind. It is the upstream of the transcription start site. The completed assembly of transcription factor and RNA polymerase, they are going to form a pre-initiation complex. Here you will find this is the pre-initiation complex. This is DNA you will find. So you will find there is a somewhere you will find this is the transcription start. This is the promoter region. You will find this is the promoter region where RNA polymerase 2 is bind on this. So beforehand you will find all these transcription factors going to bind, then only RNA polymerase is going to recognize this promoter sequence. You know that promoter sequence having a conserved, there is a Tata box or Hogness box it is also called, and then another so this will be recognized by the transcription factors. So the transcription factor known as Tata binding protein, first one is the Tata binding protein, TBP it is called. So it is going to bind to the Tata box of the promoter region. So then it is followed with the transcription factor 2D. Here transcription factors for the mRNA, RNA polymerase 2. So transcription factor 2 it is called. So transcription factor 2A, 2B, 2C, 23, 2D like that it is. So transcription factor 2D, TF2D, it binds to the Tata box. Once transcription binding protein binds to the Tata box of the promoter, now this TF2D binds, then you will find it recognizes Tata binding protein, then 5 more transcription factors going to bind. You know that this is A, F, E, H, all these going to bind. So all these now going to form pre-initiation complex. So pre-initiation complex alli yaudalla irutte, DNA irutte, RNA polymerase 2 irutte, Tata binding protein irutte, transcription factors, there are 5 transcription factors you will able to find, sorry 6. So this you will find RNA polymerase 2 associated with 6 transcription factor. Those are transcription factor 2A, 2B, 2D, 2E, 2F, 2H in pre-initiation complex. So the transcription factor 2F and 2E, they actually they acts like a helicase like activity. They open the DNA double helix. Then the 2E acts like a ATPase. It can, you can see the open the double helix requires energy breaking the bonds. So this is how the initiation occurs in the transcription initiation occurs. Now the elongation. So RNA polymerase can move towards the downstream. So it is from the transcription the sequence, those are in the left side, they are called downstream. So it now moves. So most of the transcription factor get released once the initiation. So one sari pre-initiation complex aad takshana ella transcription factor release agutte. Negative superhelical tension causes unwinding of double strand DNA and form the transcription bubble. There will be a transcription bubble. So the transcription factor F2F, only the one it associate with the RNA polymerase 2 throughout the elongation process. Rest of the transcription factor get released. So the activity of the transcription polymerase 2 is enhanced by elongation factors. Elongation factors, they enhance the RNA polymerases. Select correct nucleoside, there is a proofreading editing function, RNA polymerase also bring that. So the right base or the right nucleotide will be added on the mRNA molecule. So that is the proofreading and editing. So the promoter melting requires hydrolysis of the ATP that I have already mentioned. So it energy requiring process. Now there is an enhancer. So the enhancer are the sequences located in the region of the gene, both upstream and downstream. Transcription start site enhance or increase the transcription rate several fold. Then coming to the termination. So it is different from that of the prokaryotes. So there are factor dependent and factor independent. RNA polymerase 2 depend on the factor dependent. There are protein factors required. RNA polymerase can terminate the transcription at multiple sites beyond poly A addition site. This is called AAUAA in the RNA. So in the RNA there is a site called AAUAA. Beyond that region there is a poly A tail. You know that you have studied eukaryotic mRNA. There is at the 3' region there is a poly A tail. So poly A tail addition site is called AAUAA sequence. So what happens, you can see when the RNA polymerase reaches that site, so now the termination going to occur. So how the termination, there are two proteins going to bind, they recognize this AAUAA of this mRNA and now it terminates the transcription. So here you can see it is called cleavage and polyadenylation specific factor, CPF. This is the terminating factor. Another one is this is called cleavage stimulatory factor. So these two going to bind, they recognize this sequence. So beyond this you can see poly A tail going to start. So this they bind to this site and recruit other proteins, and so that termination occurs. The eukaryotic mRNA termination occurs in this by this protein factor. So this is about the eukaryotic transcription. You can use so mnemomics to remember all this. Thank you.